Welcome to Learn with MS English. Let's speak English with confidence.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today our mission is exploring how to master a language, specifically English, but not through those grueling study sessions.
Yeah, we're tearing into this really interesting 2026 guide designed for A1 beginners.
Right, but here's the secret. Even if you aren't learning English, the underlying psychology of these tips reveals how to acquire literally any new skill effortlessly.
Exactly. It is really about bypassing willpower entirely. Because, willpower is a finite resource, right?
Oh, totally. If you rely on some massive 3-hour study block on a Sunday, your brain is just fried by week 3.
Right. So the core concept we were looking at flips that model.
Yeah.
It relies on these tiny daily micro habits to rewire how the brain acquires information.
Yeah, so if brute force willpower doesn't work, we basically have to make the environment do the heavy lifting.
Yes. Redesigning your default environment.
Yeah.
The guide actually suggests just changing your phone's language settings to English.
Which makes sense. You are already checking your phone constantly, so suddenly you're seeing words like, clock or settings, maybe 50 to 100 times a day without even trying.
Exactly. It creates this subconscious familiarity. You are navigating those menus through muscle memory anyway.
Oh, right.
So tying a new vocabulary word to an existing habit, well, it costs 0 extra mental energy.
They also suggest, slapping sticky note labels on household objects and writing your shopping lists in English to connect abstract words to physical items, like an apple.
Yeah, connecting the word to the real world.
But I have to push back a little here. Doesn't a sticky note on a fridge just become invisible background noise after a few days? You just stop seeing it?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
If you leave it at sticky notes, yes, it becomes wallpaper. That is just the initial passive exposure.
Right.
But writing the shopping list that is active, it forces active recall. You are tying the vocabulary directly to a physical object you're about to actually interact with.
Instead of just a sterile textbook page.
Exactly. It makes the memory actually stick in your brain rather than floating around as an abstract concept.
Okay, so getting the environment to passively teach you makes sense. But eventually, you have to actively use the skill.
And that is where people usually hit a wall.
Because of the paralyzing fear of sounding foolish, right? Nobody wants to be judged.
Right. So the guide's workaround for that is to just narrate your day out loud when you are completely alone. Literally saying, I am washing the dishes.
Like you're giving your own life a movie voiceover?
Basically, yeah. Doing this in isolation builds muscle memory in the mouth, and it completely removes the friction of social anxiety.
There are some wild 2026 tech tips for this part, too. Like using dual subtitles on movies or talking to your phone's AI assistant for 2 minutes.
Yeah, the AI gives you this infinitely patient pronunciation practice.
But wait, the tip that completely threw me was following English creators on social media and reading the comments.
Oh, the comment sections, yeah.
Aren't internet comments usually a grammatical nightmare? Is that really where beginners should be learning?
Well, textbooks teach formal, rigid rules that nobody actually uses in casual conversation. The guide clarifies that internet comments demonstrate how people actually communicate today.
Oh, I see.
They use short, punchy, real-world syntax. Digesting those comments helps learners grasp the natural rhythm and slang of the language in a way that formal lessons just rarely achieve.
That is fascinating. But these low-stakes actions only work if you actually do them.
Which brings us to the core philosophy running through the whole guide: consistency beats intensity.
They use this brilliant analogy. They say the brain is like a plant. It needs a little bit of water every day to grow, not a massive 3-hour flood on a Sunday.
And they stress not adopting all these habits at once. Just pick 1 or 2.
Right.
The absolute best application of this daily watering is the one-sentence journal. Just writing a single sentence about your day before bed or thinking of 3 simple sentences before you even leave bed in the morning.
Honestly, 1 sentence sounds almost too easy. It feels like you aren't doing enough to make real progress.
But removing the friction is the entire point. Look at the compound effect. Writing 1 sentence a night yields 30 sentences a month.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Suddenly you have undeniable visual proof of your progress. Seeing that tangible growth fuels your long-term motivation, and it totally prevents burnout.
So mastering a skill isn't about upending your life. It's about integrating it into the small crevices of your daily routine.
Exactly. 5 minutes a day consistently beats 3 hours a week. It lowers the barrier to entry so much that you literally can't say no to practicing.
So to wrap up, If a one-sentence journal and a phone setting can rewire how you learn a complex language, imagine applying this microhabit concept to other
That
areas.
psychology is universal.
Right. What if you applied that water the plant strategy to your finances? Automatically moving just $1 a day into savings, or just doing 2 push-ups before every shower. What massive mountain in your life is just waiting to be broken down into pebbles?